Welcome to Arirang Live. It's after 2 p.m. here in Seoul, and I'm Kim Dami. In just a minute, we're going to cross over to the latest briefing from the Central Disease Control Headquarters on the COVID-19 outbreak. The briefing has just begun, so let's take a listen.
Let us now begin our regular briefing on the COVID-19 response here in South Korea for August 22nd, Saturday. As of today midnight, we have 315 new local infections and 17 new imported cases. The total caseload now stands at 17,002. 49 more people have been discharged following full recovery, while a total of 2,524 people remain in quarantine. There are 25 patients with severe or critical conditions. We had no additional fatality. And let us now look in detail at the local infections by region. And they are as of today noon, and they may subject to a change depending on the time of accumulation of data. First of all, starting off with Sarangjeil Church in Seongbuk-gu District, Seoul City, we have a total of 64 people being confirmed, and a total of 796 people have been confirmed to date. And as for age group, this is as of today noon. Those in the 60s stand at 28% and 13% who are in the 70s. As of now, in relation to Sarangjeil Church, we have seen additional chains of transmissions at about 21 venues, and this number is increasing. And the secondary as well as tertiary transmissions account to about 108 people. And in overall, with this case, we have found that the epidemiological investigation is underway for 168 facilities to prevent further transmissions. And as for the 21 venues, we have 7 churches, and there are also included those outside the metropolitan area, including a prayer center in Chungnam, and we also have daycare centers, 5 daycare centers, 5 nursing centers, that is, and also 2 hospitals and 2 office buildings, and 1 school and 1 etc. And next, in relation to the August 15th Gwanghwamun rally, we have 33 more patients being confirmed. In total, we have 104 cases being confirmed to date. And among these accumulated numbers, we have seen that 35 are in Seoul, 25 in Gyeonggi-do Province, as well as in Incheon, and we have 10 from Gyeongbuk Province, and 5 from each of the Daegu and Busan. We also have some people coming from Gyeongnam as well. And moving on to the Yeouido Full Gospel Church in Yeongdeung-pogu District, Seoul City, we have 8 additional cases being confirmed. In total, 28 cases have been confirmed to date. And in relation to a theater company, San, in Seongbuk-gu District, Seoul City, we have 9 additional cases being confirmed. In total, we have 26 cases being confirmed to date. And moving on to the Gyeonggi-do Province, Uri Jail Church in Yongin City, Gyeonggi-do Province, we have found 2 additional cases being confirmed. In total, we have 176 cases being confirmed to date. And in relation to a Paju City Starbucks, we have 2 additional cases being confirmed. In total, we have a total of 70 cases to date. And next, moving on to Chungnam's Cheonan City Dongsan Church in the Cheonan City, we have 3 additional cases. In total, we have 11 cases being confirmed to date. And in relation to a family in Iksan City, Jeongbuk Province, we have 3 additional cases being confirmed. In total, 10 cases have been confirmed to date. And moving to Gangwon-do Province, in relation to a fitness facility in Wonju City, we have 8 more cases being confirmed. In total, we have 18 cases being confirmed to date. Overall, during the past 2 weeks, we have seen the sources of infection being 62% were domestic infections, and 22% are under investigation, and this number has been rising steadily. And during the past 2 weeks, starting from the 9th to 22nd of August, those over the age of 65, we have about 35% of them, and we also have seen a recent increase in the number of patients with severe symptoms. And against this backdrop, we ask for you to postpone and cancel any outings and gatherings during the weekend, and please stay home safe and sound. And if you are confirmed, we also advise all of the senior group, age group citizens who may be going into severe states with conditions, we ask you to stay home as well. And here are some updates on our R&D treatments, and here are some updates on our therapy. And as for the remdesivir, we have administered the drug to a total of 143 patients across 35 hospitals here in the country. And as for remdesivir, currently we have seen some supply issues, and for the time being, we believe that the supply will be irregular and this will be not stable. And as for the criteria for the administration, we will be having the priority for the patients who are over the age of 70. And in relation to securing of the number of supply, we are having some difficulties. However, we will exert our full efforts to secure enough supply. And next, in relation to life quarantine measures, tomorrow, as of 23rd of August, the level 2 social distancing will be expanded to nationwide, and these have been put in place to curb the further virus spread, and we ask all members across the country to abide stringently by these social levels. And we tell you this multiple times, but aside from not essential gatherings from like commutes and buying groceries as well as going to hospitals, please postpone and cancel all of your outings. And instead of eating at restaurants or cafes, please utilize delivery services and takeout. And instead of going to the sports facilities, we ask you to work out from home and also utilize your mobile devices like PCs and smartphones to have online meetings. And when you are indoors, you need to wear your face masks. And even at outside, when 2-meter distancing cannot be maintained, please wear your masks as well. And at places, especially that are 3C, a closed, crowded, close contact environment with poor ventilation, please do not go to these places. If you have symptoms or other respiratory symptoms, please do not go to work or school. And during the weekend, we also advise you that you need to be aware of possible spread of infections through the religious facilities, and please abide by the administrative orders, and please have all worship services online. And in some churches, we have seen during our inspections that most of the churches have followed our quarantine measures of carrying out online churches. However, in some churches at non-metropolitan areas, they did not abide by the QR codes or keeping 2 meters distance or wearing face masks when they had sermons as well as having choir. And also in the metropolitan area, many of the churches have been carrying out online services. And please also note that all of the churches, church-hosted in-person events, gatherings, and group meals are prohibited. And we ask for the churches in other places as well to abide by the similar measures. The KCDC also would like to note that there have been some hindrance to the quarantine and epidemiological investigations. and there were some cases of disclosure of false information, and we would like to make clear that these actions will be faced with stern measures, and they will be also at the same place going forward. And the police has also been carrying out investigation on about 1,500 people who have violated them, and currently more than 600 people are under investigation, and we are also intensifying the response to the disclosure and spread of false information. And the quarantine authorities will also cooperate closely with related organizations and also have stern measures for those who spread false rumors. Next, last but not least, we have a few words for the public. Up until now, we have mentioned multiple times that this weekend is a critical moment, a critical crossroad, and this implies two things. First, during this weekend will be an important time for us to determine how we can contain the virus going forward, and we believe that this is a very critical moment, and this means that the quarantine authorities will also exert our full efforts, and we will also conduct tracing and testings for all of those who have been exposed to the virus, and it is also very important for those people to get proactively tested as possible. And second implication is as follows. This weekend, especially for the cases stemming from the metropolitan area, will be important to contain the virus. We believe that this is the last moment to do so, and therefore the distancing measures need to be abided by strictly. Only when we do so, we believe that starting from next week, when we see the second week of the intensified social distancing measures can have some results, and we believe that we could also expect some synergy effects of intensified quarantine measures as well. In other words, even if we become complacent during this weekend and do not abide by social distancing in some circles, we believe that we will really face a crisis that can not be irreversible. And this would mean a large outbreak of the confirmed cases, and also an increase in the number of people with severe and social and critical conditions, as well as large social losses, as well as a medical collapse. And even though we had many crises during the past 7 months, we were able to overcome every one of them because we have great participation by the public. Today, we continue to see a triple-digit increase, and we have a second straight day of more than 300 patients. It is a very desired time that we cannot have another cause of ignition for the number to spread further. What is also very encouraging to hear is that we have seen some slowdown in the pace of the increase, and with testing and distancing measures put in place, we hope that next week we could expect some great effects of the distancing measures. Just as we have gone through the Itaewon Club case, many of those who have not complied by the quarantine measures have been proved to also be detrimental for our society as well. And back then, we have seen that one person breached these measures, and this led to a 7-hand infections amounting to about 80 people. And please note that you will be exposed to the virus at any time, at any place, and please also take responsibility duly, and please carry out quarantine measures. And please abide by the principles of the law, and as well as the testings and isolation. If you have been confirmed with the virus, whether you have symptoms or not, you can also admit the virus to others and infect others. However, if we stick to the basics, we can overcome the COVID-19. This means that you need to wear face masks and keep a distance. It will take time, but we can and we should overcome such a crisis. The quarantine activities helps you to protect not only yourself but also the rest of the public. It is a matter that is directly related to the safety and the lives of the public. And also, we have noted all of the contacts who have been at the Sarangjeil Church and which has spread to the Gwangamun rally. And if you have been at these facilities, you need to get tested as soon as possible. And we have conducted a tracking down system with the local authorities, and we are also exerting our full efforts to do so. As we mentioned so far, this weekend will be a first crossroad that we face, and please take this gravely, and in order to curb further spread, please get tested as soon as possible. It is a very dire need. Thank you very much.
문자로 보내주신 기자님들 질문에 답변 드리겠습니다.
There you have it. We'll bring you more details on the briefing in our upcoming newscast at 6 p.m. Korea time. Until then, goodbye.
Cycling is gaining popularity amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Traveling by bike can reduce the risk of catching the disease compared to using crowded subway